Welcome to Volume 2, Second Edition of LWC News Magazine, covering your community and campus news at 12:30 and 7 on Mondays on Duo County Channel 2. I'm Emily Carnes for your November feature. We turn now to our monthly updates. We start with our 4 and 4, where we bring you the 4 headline events all in the first 4 minutes. These headliners are happening on campus and in your community all in the month of November. Our first event takes place on November 1st, 3rd, and 4th. Lindsey Wilson College Theater Program brings you Don't Dress for Dinner. The play is directed by Assistant Professor Robert Brock and will be performed at 7:30 p.m. in the V.P. Henry Auditorium. Tickets are $5 for the general public. For tickets, contact Robert Brock at brockr@lindsey.edu, or you can also call him at 270-590-4803. Students, faculty, and staff, and the community are invited to attend the second Entrepreneurial Expo on November 8th. The first expo was held at Lindsey Wilson College last May. It was a very exciting event where students were able to put their education and ideas to good use even before they graduated. Some students were even awarded a cash prize that was also sponsored by Walmart. LWC News Magazine talked with the first place winner, Ford Smith, last month. We're excited to see what participants will demonstrate in the semester's event. For more information, contact Linda Grider at griderl@lindsey.edu. An Election Eve concert celebrates We the People on November 5th, the night before the election. The Lindsey Wilson College Choral Program will host a concert in honor of local area residents' civic duty. The concert will be held at 7 p.m. at the Columbia Baptist Church. The program includes performances by the Lindsey Wilson College Choir and the Lindsey Wilson Singers with an accompaniment by the Commonwealth Musicians of Louisville, Kentucky. Lindsey Wilson College is holding International Week from Monday, November 12th through Friday, November 16th. There will be many activities to enrich your cultural awareness. Join us Monday, November 12th for the kickoff in the Student Union Building from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Contact info@lindsey.edu for more information or go to college's homepage for information about any campus events. Those are the main events of the month on the first 4 minutes. That concludes our 4 and 4. Many events have been going on in the community since our last newscast. When we come back, we'll tell you about a great annual event that happened here in Columbia that you may even have participated in yourself. Plus, we have an interview in our Living Green with the LWC News Magazine segment that you won't want to miss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bundling your services is a great value with Duo County Telecom's Triple Play package. For just over $100 per month, get our reliable voice, internet, and digital TV services all in one package. Call today to upgrade and save with a bundle.
I'm Matthew Leverage, and I am proud and honored to serve as your Commonwealth's attorney for Russell and Wayne counties. In the courtrooms in our communities, I've secured convictions in hundreds of criminal cases, making those offenders accountable for their wrongs and making sure that our communities are safer places for us to live, work, and raise our families. On November 6th, I would appreciate your vote and continued support for me, Matthew Leverage, as your Commonwealth's attorney for Russell and Wayne counties.
Are you a Laker fan? Then come on out to Thomas Sports Apparel to get your authentic Russell County Laker gear. From hats to hoodies, they've got everything you need for the school year. Thomas Sports Apparel can also take care of your event or business needs in a timely and affordable fashion. Stop by and see Eddie Monday through Friday at 578 West Steve Warner Drive, Russell Springs, or give him a call at 866-7393.
Thanks for staying with us, and welcome back to the community segment of LWC News Magazine. We start with Living Green with the LWC News Magazine. This segment will air each month, sponsored by the ETCA. We will bring you top energy news and green tips that can save you money and help us all to live green. Today, we are joined by Elizabeth McGahey from the Energy Technology Career Academy. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about your participation in ETCA.
I'm a junior at Adair County High School, and this is my second year in the ETCA. I'm very excited to be one of the seniors next year because there's very few of us. But I'm excited for all the projects that we're going to do.
What current projects are you working with, as well as some things you may do in the future?
Currently, all the seniors are working on a biodiesel thing, like a biodiesel project that we could use for the garbage trucks in Adair County, and so hopefully I'll get to participate in it next year.
What are you hoping to get out of this project? What is it going to help in Adair County?
Oh, it's going to help the community in general, save Adair County and money for diesel prices in general.
So this is definitely something you're really passionate about in the community.
Yeah.
Okay, you also brought some tips with us today. Would you like to share those?
Yeah. Right now we've been working on the TVA and hydropower, and actually I was very surprised by what dams were actually used for. They're actually mostly used for recreation. I thought it was more for hydropower. Only 3% of dams in the United States are used for hydropower.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us today. Also, during the segment each month, the LWC News Magazine will bring you business tips from the boardroom. Tips from the boardroom are brought to you by the LWC business students. This month, we're joined with Natalie Slinker, and our own Stephanie Tarter was there to talk with her this month.
Thanks, Emily. I'm Stephanie Tarter, and I'm here in the boardroom. Each month, we are going to bring you business tips from the board table. This month, Natalie Slinker is here. She is a sophomore in our business school. And Natalie, you brought us some tips that can help community members or students who are getting ready to graduate, because you have tips on what you need when you go to get that job. Mm-hmm. Will you share some of those tips with us?
Yes. First of all, when preparing your resume, you definitely need to have one on file, so that way at the last minute you're not struggling to put everything you've ever done into a resume.
Which makes sense, because some people, and I am one of these people, last minute you're tweaking it and adding to it, so you're saying keep one on file that's already up to date.
Keep one on file and keep it updated. The second thing is whenever you prepare for that interview, that callback, you need to do some research on the business or the company that you're going into, because if you know nothing about it, they probably aren't going to hire you because you're not informed on, what they do and, things like that.
And obvious ones like know who the CEO is, know who the CFO is, so that you're not caught off guard and you don't have any information about the company that you essentially want to hire you.
Yeah, and come prepared with questions about what you would be doing or questions about the company that you didn't, find in your research, just to make sure that you seem, really involved and really want to, get the job.
And when you say that's easier for people now, especially with having online websites, you could go and maybe just peruse their website.
Definitely. That's definitely just, you could quickly, go to their website and look at, the about them. Usually they have, information on how they got started and things like that.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have any other tips for us?
That's about it.
Okay, what about going into that interview? Any tips about even personality or the way you should look?
Yes, you should definitely dress better than business casual, but not too, serious. For girls, a pencil skirt and a nice blouse would do, and for men, definitely wear a suit. And you definitely need to act yourself, because you don't need to be too uncomfortable. You need to be yourself.
Right. And they always say honesty is the best policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to be something that you're not, because you want a job to fit your personality.
Exactly.
Well, we really appreciate you being here, and we appreciate the tips. Hopefully the community finds them helpful, as well as those students that are, some are graduating in December, some are May. So those seniors hopefully found these tips helpful as well. We really appreciate it. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Emily.
New job, new place, new roommates, same storage problems. With Bluegrass Cellular, I'm set up to collect all the awesomest apps on my new tablet. That makes me happy.
awesome as apps. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
I need to stay connected where I live, work, and play. With Bluegrass Cellular, I get crazy reliable coverage nationwide, and that makes me happy.
Crazy reliable coverage nationwide. That's Bluephoria. That's Bluegrass.
For over 140 years, the Bank of Columbia has relied on two simple yet solid principles: serve our customers and serve our community. Like a reliable friend you can trust, we're here to meet your needs and expectations, providing you with services ranging from opening a checking account to financing your dream home or business. We offer the best in banking. Stop in and see why we've been in business since 1866. Like the clock on our building, we always have time for you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Bank of Jamestown has been serving this area since 1899, and our commitment runs deep into the soil of Russell County. This gives us more reasons to provide superior banking products and excelling personal service. Whether you need a loan or you're looking for a safe place to keep your money, Bank of Jamestown is the bank for you. Visit one of our 3 full-service locations in Russell County: the main location on the square, our Industrial Park office in Jamestown, and the East 80 office in Russell Springs. Bank of Jamestown, old friends to this community that care about you.
Welcome back to the campus segment of LWC News Magazine. This segment is dedicated to news from the Hill. Well, with the Halloween season coming to an end, the LWC News Magazine team worked together to bring you a haunted story. That's right, from Haunted Stories of Columbia and the Lindsey Wilson College, here's our creepy tale. Myths, ghosts, hauntings are all things you think of when referring to Halloween, but also to the Phillips Hall at Lindsey Wilson College campus. There's always been a myth that a young girl hung herself over a failed love affair. Today, we speak with students on the campus to see what they think, fact or fiction.
Didn't someone get hung up in there? She was secretly pregnant, and once her coach found out, he didn't want her anymore, and she was up in that suite, that 6-person suite, and once all her roommates left, she hung herself. Her parents were really Christian, and she was really scared about her parents finding out. Happened back in the 50s. So, is it fact or fiction?
Hello, my name is Sana. I live in Phillips, and I have heard some stories about Phillips Hall. People say there's a girl, she suicided in maybe 1930s, and then some girls, they were talking about that they hear some kind of voices during the night, and their lights are turning off and on time and again, so they were scared, and they told me about the story that there is a ghost. What I think, I was a little bit scared after listening all this story, but finally I found out it is a fiction, not true. Really, we cannot see ghosts. I did not have experience, so I don't know about it.
I don't know much, but I did know this one girl who lived in, and the ghost apparently scared her out of her room, and she slept with a friend for about a weekend or so. Is it fact or fiction?
I haven't really heard much about Phillips being haunted, but some weird things has happened to some people that I know, like things being missing and things going in different places, but it could be people playing tricks on each other because everyone says it's haunted.
I've heard that people have heard strange music coming from the rooms upstairs, and that they've seen a ghost walking the halls, but that's about all that I've heard.
Yeah, they said someone upstairs, she found out she was pregnant and she hung herself.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
So, yeah.
I would say I've heard people mention they've heard things, felt things in the basement of Phillips and the attic of Phillips, but I don't really know. I've never been there to feel it for myself. As a Christian, I would say that I do believe in angels being among us, and if you believe in angels being among us, you would also have to believe in demons and, Satan things among us. I have heard people talk about that there was a female that I guess got pregnant by a coach, and she had deep feelings for the coach, but the coach didn't want her, and I guess, you know, all that stress caused her to commit suicide and hang herself. I don't really know myself. You can't really always base different things on what you've heard, because there's always, you know, different opinions, different views of different stories.
As you get into the Halloween season, you can decide for yourself, fact or fiction. The fall season offers such a haunted and chilling feeling. The next story is not scary, but rather hysterical. Don't Dress for Dinner is a play by the Lindsey College Theater Program. We introduced the play to you during our 4 and 4, but here's Robert Brock and more on such a fabulous production.
I'm going to have blood before tonight's finished. Wasn't dinner enough for you, Maddie? It was too much. How I got through it without exploding, I'll never know. What's wrong? To sit in the same room as my husband and his mistress? I must be mad. His mistress? Yes. You mean you knew? Of course I knew. All along? All along. How? I have proof. Oh my God. And yet I sit there and watch him being served by you and stuffing and filling his face without a care in the world. I must be a fool. Now, don't get too upset about it. Don't get upset? Wouldn't you be upset? Well, yes, but... Go on, would you just ignore it? Well, no. Then what would you do in my situation? Now, Ida, you see, it's a very difficult situation. Oh, no, it's not. It's quite simple. If your husband was to bring his mistress and expect her to stay the weekend under the same roof, what would you do? Well, Ida... You'd poison them, that's what. Oh my God, you didn't, did you? What? Poison the dinner. I didn't need to. You made a pretty good job of that yourself. Did my best.
Don't Dress for Dinner is one of the funniest plays ever written. It's a farce. It was French, and then it was adapted into English. It performed in London for many years. It was on Broadway and recently revived on Broadway. It's played the regional theater markets. It is a laugh a minute. It is one guy trying to have a weekend with his mistress, and his wife ends up staying at home instead of leaving like he thought she was going to, and the complications get piled on and on and on, and the lies and the panic. But everything ends up all right in the end, and there's actually no infidelity.
Well, go on. You're about to tell me what you would do about Robert's niece. Well, Ida... Wait, where does Robert's niece come into it? Oh, of course. You don't know, do you? She's actually his niece. Who? That preposterous clockwork Barbie doll in there. You mean the cookie girlfriend? Yes. She's not his girlfriend. She's his niece. He told me before dinner. So what is she doing here? That's what I'm trying to tell you. She's not actually his niece. She's my husband's mistress. What?
But they're finding that also farce. This is a certain genre of theater. And it's funny, but it's not easy. And they are finding that you can't just be up there and deliver lines and think that's going to get a laugh in this. They have to work and work and work, and so they're getting better every time. They're beginning to understand how this works. Comedy's hard. Comedy is hard to do. People don't think it. It looks easy when you see it, but it's really difficult to pull it off, and they're learning that, but they're real excited about it. Well, the play has no redeeming value. There is no great moral lesson. There's no great educational lesson. It's just, if you want to laugh, come to see this play. That's all I can tell you.
The production is just another fine example of the talent at Lindsey Wilson College, and a great way to open the campus doors and let the community in. Well, if you want a place where you can find all the details for Blue Raider sports, you found it. Coming up next from Lindsey Wilson College, Kelly Berry with sports.
Gaddy Shamrock has been a family-owned corporation for several generations. You can depend on us to deliver quality products and services to the job site. Gaddy Shamrock always makes sure you're getting the best for what you need, no matter if it's sealing a residential driveway, supplying farm lawn to a customer, or paving a county road. We always keep your safety and satisfaction in mind. Give us a call for all your residential, commercial, and aggregate rock needs.
Come visit your neighborhood Napa Auto Parts store. We've got everything you need to keep your vehicle running smooth. You can stop in at one of our 3 stores in Russell Springs, Columbia, or Campbellsville. We're your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs.
There's a good probability you're not getting free rent. And chances are you're not given free clothes. And it seems likely that you don't have free gas or fares or tolls. So it's remarkable that McDonald's is giving you some free coffee. From September 23rd to 29th, McDonald's is giving you a small, fresh brewed premium roast coffee for free. Available all day. You'll taste it, you'll love it, and you won't pay a penny. The simple joy of free.
Taming the wild couldn't be any easier. The new Husqvarna XP Series professional chainsaws have arrived at dead small engines. Come by and check out the next generation of Husqvarna chainsaws. The Husqvarna 550 XP, 562 XP, and the workhorse for loggers, the Husqvarna 372 XP professional chainsaw. So stop by Ed's Small Engines today to check out his great products and low prices.
LWC News Magazine welcomes you to the Blue Raider Sports segment. Many teams are off to a great start this semester. We go now to Kelly. Tell us a little bit about the fall sports, Kelly.
Well, like the slow disappearance of cornucopias and other Halloween festivities, there are many seasons drawing to a close here at Lindsey Wilson College. The volleyball team had their senior night November 1st as they wrap up their regular season November 6th. On the 9th, they will look to repeat as Mid-South Conference champions. The men's soccer team had a 33-game winning streak ended against Rio Grande, but starting November 7th, postseason play begins for them as they look to repeat as national champs. They are led by sophomore Philip Sandgren with 17 goals. It's been a year of disappointment for the football team this year. Beginning the season ranked 24th in the country, the Blue Raiders opened with a heartbreaking overtime loss against Kentucky Christian University. Their quarterback, Brandon Cressive, has endured what many would call a sophomore slump. His completion percentage is down from 56 to 55. Last year, he completed 21 touchdowns and only had 14 interceptions. This year, he's had 15 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. He threw for over 270 yards per game last year, compared to only 245 per game this year. Even the defense has struggled. Last year, they surrendered 26 points per game. That number has ballooned to 33 this year. While they have given up less yards per game this year, they have allowed their opponents to convert 41% of their third down conversions compared to 31% a year ago. One of the major concerns has been the amount of turnovers the defense has forced. Last year, the defense forced 2.6 turnovers per game. This year, that number is barely over 1. It has always seemed like the Blue Raiders have been on the cusp of victory this year, only to lose 6 of their first 9 games, 3 of which were by less than 7 points, and one of those being a 5-point defeat to rival Campbellsville. It's in seasons like these that bright moments are relished all the more, one of those coming in late October versus the Bluefield Rams. The Blue Raiders came into the game averaging 9 points per game in the first quarter. They exceeded that number by 21, beating the Rams 47-13. Lindsey Wilson's defense, spearheaded by linebacker Sam Wilson, held the Rams to less than 2 yards rushing per carry and 195 total yards. Wilson led the team with a career-high and individual team record 3 sacks. Their record doesn't tell the whole story, so perhaps next year they can turn the corner and be the team many thought they would be this year. The Blue Raider football team celebrates Senior Day November 10th versus Cumberland University at 1:30 p.m. at Blue Raider Stadium. And that wraps up sports.
Thanks, Kelly. That concludes the November edition of the LWC News Magazine. See you every Monday at 12:30 And 7, we'll be here covering your community and campus news. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Carnes with Kelly Berry. Have a great Monday.
Bundling your services is a great value with Duo County Telecom's Triple Play package. For just over $100 per month, get our reliable voice, internet, and digital TV services all in one package. Call today to upgrade and save with a bundle.